Okay guys, so we're gonna continue with this. So last time, or where I left off, is I did one front fender with the gel coat to see if that was rigid enough to pull off the mold, and then I did one with fiberglass, which I had trouble with because I tried to use spray glue to get the first layer on. In any case, let's go take a look at those parts and see what the result was. Alright guys, so here is the one that I did the gel coat on. So it leaves like a hard shell layer, although it is a very thin layer. I'm not sure how structural it is. When I look at the excess here on the sides, it looks like it chips very easily. So I don't know if this really achieved what I was hoping for, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pull this one off. And let me show you. I already pulled off the fiberglass one. So I pulled it off the mold. Let me react that. I did not pull it off the mold. I pulled it off of the board, but it still has the mold in it. Some of the fiberglass resin bled under, so I'm gonna have to actually Dremel this out, or else this corrugated piece won't come out. But this one is definitely stiff. This is ready to go. I think I just need to clean it up, do a gel coat, and then from that I could smooth out all the edges. There were some corners right here and here where and again, this was part of the issue of doing the whole spray glue, where I might have to sand down and just do another little piece of fiberglass, but I could do that later. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pry that off, see how stiff or rigid that is, and then decide whether I do this process to the rest of the parts, or I could get away with this one. Alright, so I got the part off of the corrugated mold. It is pretty sturdy with the fiberglass cloth on the outside. So now I'm gonna have to reinforce these on the inside, but I'm gonna set this aside. I'm not ready to do that yet. When I tried to pull off the part, I had to flex it quite a bit, and there is some fracturing of the of some of the resin, but those are all internal, like it was part of this original red material. So once I reinforce it on the inside, that's going to be a non-issue. But yeah, so I mean, overall it looks pretty good so far. So I know this works. I'm gonna try to pry off of the one that has just the gel coat, and if I see that's a no-go, then this is gonna be what I'm gonna do for the remainder of the parts. Alright, so I've decided that I'm gonna go with the option for just putting a layer of fiberglass cloth on the outside, especially because on these rear fenders there's a lot of wrinkles on these sharp corners. These were the ones that I had the hard time with, because whenever you had like a tight or a 90-degree outside corner, you got these wrinkles. So I think the fiberglass cloth will help to cover those up a little bit more, and will give me more mass that I could sand down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same process where I'm gonna screw these onto a cardboard base. I'm gonna tape up the base. This time I'm gonna put some spray wax on the tape just to help it release a little bit easier. but gonna do the same thing I did with the other front fender. Alright guys, so I got the fiberglass cloth and a layer of resin on all of these parts. Since that gel coat idea didn't work. The only reason why these parts are white is because these are the ones I tried the gel coat on first, but now they're just drying with the fiberglass on there. Just show you the rear fenders because they're up here. Running out of room in this garage because it's very tight with the car in here, but in any case, I got those all ready, so just gotta wait for those to cure, and then once it's cured, I'm gonna pull them off and do what I did with this part. So this part came off. This is the one that I did not do with the gel coat. This is the one that I had already applied the fiberglass cloth on the outside. So that came off pretty. It was a little bit of a wrestling match, but I was able to get it out cleanly. No cracking or damage to it. So now I put a layer of fiberglass mat This is the mat. It you know, make sure you get yourself a good pair of shears to cut this stuff. Even the cloth, it's really hard to cut with regular scissors. These are actually tin snips, but they work really well. And also, you probably noticed, like on that part, that dark brown. So what it is I found this older can of resin. It's a Bondo brand, and this one uses the activator. It's a little bit different. It's these drops, just like the gel coat. I don't know if it's the same chemical or not, but in any case, this fiberglass, actually, the fumes are a lot stronger than the one I was using before, but it does go on pretty well, and it starts to set a lot faster too. So what I like about that Total Bolt brand is just the fact that you don't have to measure. This one, you got to do 10 drops of the hardener to 1 ounce of the resin, but the fumes are pretty strong, but it does lay down. It's more of a wetter type of resin, so it soaks up better into the material. It's easier to spread, and it also starts to set a lot quicker. So actually, I like working with that. But in any case, I think I have to end this video here, just because I'm not going to be able to do anything until this all sets. The weather's been a little bit cold. These are actually the first few warmer days, but it's raining, so you got high humidity. Sorry, ran out of battery there. So as I was saying, it's gonna take a while for these parts to set. So what I might do is, you know, as soon as I'm able to work on them, I'll just continue these videos until I finish the the fenders. But I might sneak other videos in between, just because it might not be, the weather's just might not permit me to continue with these projects. I'm definitely not going to be sanding these in my garage, so I gotta make sure I could do it outside. So if the weather doesn't permit, that's not going to allow me to finish. So kind of defeats the purpose of this whole fender flare project, which was something that I was supposed to be able to do indoors. But you know, hindsight is 20/20, as they say. So in any case, thank you for watching. Like I said, I might do, depending on the weather, I'll continue with this fender project, or I might sneak another video in between. And see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.